Oh hi, it's Opai! Welcome back to Let's Play Katawa Shoujo. We are in the midst of Act 3. We started Act 3 last part, and now we're into it. Hopefully this goes by quickly. Hopefully. Because we've been on the Lily Run for quite some time. 17 parts in. Anyways, let's continue on. Walking through the lobby to the cafeteria, I silently rued my daily routine, having been completely thrown off. It seemed like a normal day. I arrived in class before most, due to waking early and having become quite adept at chucking down my pills without choking as I get ready for the day. Jeez. But as students trickled in, one never materialized. Hanako. I stepped aside, my eyes scanning the expanse of the cafeteria in search of a suitable place to take a seat. It's a task made more difficult by the groups of students moving about and busily talking. A hand pounds my back hard a couple of times, severely winding me. I couldn't care less about the culprit as I focus up my thoughts on my chest in a near automatic reaction. My hand instinctively tightens on my breasts, and I start to going through the steps I rehearsed in my mind every other day. Breathe steadily, in and out. With a measure of relief, I can slowly feel my chest becoming less tense. By the time I look back up, my face is covered in sweat from my experience. Oh, dude! You nearly killed me there, man. What the fuck? Hey, man, are you okay? God damn it, don't do that, you idiot! He retreats back, an expression of unease written on his face. In hindsight, I probably should have not barked at him, considering he had no way to know. I give a sigh and right myself with some difficulty. Sorry, I just have some chest problems. Sharp knocks aren't good. It seems strange to see him so upset. The fact that I can't do anything about it irritates me. Let's get lunch. Okay, it's good to have some company for once. We start off to the serving line. One good thing is that Kenji and I make small talk nowadays, as opposed to my only interaction with him is being anti-feminist lectures. Anti-feminism. Seems like it'd be hard to find an empty table. There's a few people I wouldn't mind sitting with. Nobody's like you, though. I feel a shiver run through my spine. Clarify that now. They don't listen. Their minds are closed. It's the media, man. The goddamn brainwashing mainstream feminist fascist media. He takes a breath and I savor the second of silence. Damn, they control everything. Everything but you and me. I relax a little while we grab our food and drink. So, what have you got for me? Huh? Come on, you know you've been hanging around Sato and that other chick for ages now. Rumors are all over my class, and probably some of the others too. Eavesdropping isn't a good habit. Let me guess, you never do it? Not even when you're bored? Really? Well, fine, point taken. Both of us stopped to have soup laid into a couple of small bowls and placed onto our trays. The concoction that lands into the bowl looks pretty questionable, but at least it smells reasonably good. As we take our seats at a miraculously free table, I try to think of something that would actually interest him at all. I hope I can come up with an acceptable topic. I found an answer to that question you asked a couple of weeks back, where Lily's non-Japanese half comes from, that is. Good, man. It's Russia, right? Totally Russia. Scotland. He visibly stopped in his tracks. Scotland? Yeah, that was my reaction too. She can speak English fluently and everything. Damn it! Do you realize what this means? How terrifying this news is to me? I think he's hyperventilating. Passing out for a little while would probably make him more relaxed than he normally is. Either choice here is fine. I mean, yeah, you don't have to, there's no, because we're, yeah, again, there is no, this is your choice, so, ignore his sane rambling. Let's humor him, why not? I have no idea what that means. Enlighten me. I just lost 1,000 yen, man. 1,000 yen. Damn, this is the worst day ever. You're kidding me. You made a bet about her nationality? One of the dudes in my class was bringing me about it. I gave him some of my wisdom, and he had the audacity to say my logic was wrong. So what did he think? Germany or something. It doesn't matter. What matters is my 1,000 yen. Damn, this day is ruined thanks to her. What a bitch. No! Don't call her. No, don't do that. Don't say that. He looks utterly devastated as he wolfs down several clumps of his soggy soaked rice. It only takes a few mouthfuls before he pokes his chopsticks at me, stabbing the air repeatedly at revelation. Why? What? Didn't your mother ever tell you not to speak with your mouth full? He gives me a dirty look before choking down the rest of the food he left in his mouth and taking a gulp of juice. It's rather unsightly. Remembering my own food sitting in front of me, I decided to get the task of eating the cafeteria food over and done with as fast as possible. The sooner I do so, the sooner the experience will be over. So, as I was saying, why would anyone want to live in that place anyway? I mean, what is there to see? Grassy plains? That's it? Lots of grassy plains? And men in kilts? I'm not sure which is worse, this food or his worldview. I can feel my face being dragged down by their combined weight. Not that he noticed or care. It's not that bad. Why do you care about her so much anyway? She's just your class representative after all. He gives a malevolent chuckle. Were this anyone but Kenji, I'd feel uneasy at how he sounds. I finally found the chink in the Feminist Legion's armor. It took a while, but I'm confident that this is going to be how we can bring down the whole system. I'm about to blow your mind. Are you ready? I tune out his rambling for a moment as I finish my rice and start on the unappetizing soup. One taste is enough to confirm that it is cold. Ready as I'll ever be. I confirm that Lily is in the Mafia. What? Alright, stay with me for a second here, and I'll describe the scene. I wish I could do otherwise. Lily's there, walking down the street after school. You're not stalking her, aren't you? No, damn, man. I do have some sense of self-preservation, but not dignity or morals or social standards. Anyway, as I was saying, this car pulls up next to her, and guess who steps out? A man in a pinstripe suit, waves her in, then the two leave just like that. I tell you, man, she's under protection. Under protection. She must be talking about that. He must be talking about that one that wears that suit. I'm in an. Oh, I can see where this is going now. It takes an effort not to sigh in exasperation. Let me guess. This man was about average height, had a slightly slender build, and had blonde hair. Looked foreign and smiled a lot. He looks positively stunned. I can take advantage of the moment to quiet and to quickly go up a mouthful of cold soup. It seems like you're more observant than I thought. Yes, I've chosen well. He giggles a little and nods to himself so dramatically that it looks comical. I can't tell whether it's intentional or not. The fact that makes me frown. This has important ramifications, you know. If she really is connected to the people like them, then we're smart about what we do in this information. We can turn this into the greatest weapon against the student council. Once he starts rambling into conspiracy territory, my juice suddenly becomes much of a more importance. Only half listening to his pontifications, my mind drifts to the matter of Lily and her apathy for Shizune. The path between them is steadily becoming more coherent, but I'm not even sure if I should be learning of her past this way. Indeed, even if it do work out what went on, it really doesn't seem like my business to go on and interfere. Damn, not having Lily around is making my thoughts wander. I noticeably more bored and sullen without her company, and the same goes for Hanako. All we do during lunches anymore is eat and play chess. Come to think of it, I need to go check on Hanako after school too. Considering her much improved attendance, I'm guessing she's come down with something. Oh, Nakai. I stop as I'm about to leave the classroom, turning on the ball of my heel to meet Moto. He's holding out to me a couple of worksheets we worked on during the day with his long, lanky arm. Would you mind giving these to Aikizawa? I normally ask one of the girls to do it, but I assume that you'll be checking on her. For a moment, I briefly considered the possibility of that being more of an innocent prediction. I quickly discard the idea, though. It's hard to think of him acting in such a Machiavellian way. It's not in his nature. Sure, no problem. Walking the hall, walking up the hallway of the girls' dormitory, several ideas of why Hanako's had been absent flown over out of my head. The most obvious of them is just a simple cold. That said, she may not be sick at all. It's almost a week since Lily left, and despite her at least appearing to be normal, I've suspected she's somewhat more insecure about it than she's letting on. Eventually, I've come to Hanako's dormitory room. Its simple brown door separating us. Her room's position next to Lily's is extremely convenient, and probably a large contributor to their meeting in the first place. Grimacing slightly at the prospect of her being sick, I ran my knuckles on the door. Silence. I listen intently for any sound of shuffling coming from inside, but I can't hear a thing. I knock on the door again, slightly harder. Still no answer. How strange. As a door opens behind me, a freckled and somewhat scrawny underclassman I don't recognize comes out and is briefly taken off guard by my presence. Hi. Give it to myself. Ask him a hug. Hmm. This choice is can go this is your choice, not an important to the doesn't what is it, derail you from the route you're taking. Let's see. Give it to myself. No, let's ask about Hanako. Actually, this may be a rather fortuitous meeting. Hey, hey, excuse me. Do you know if Hanako has come out of her room today or not? She doesn't seem to be answering. Akizawa is Akizawa. Her not answering the door is totally normal. That tall foreign girl's the only person she'll ever talk to after all. She gives a shrug before walking off down the hallway, having much more important matters to attend to than Hanako for me. Or me. Her dismissive attitudes annoyed me. Hanako must have a reputation as a hermit, a reputation that doesn't seem outright undeserved, at least in the time before we met. Scratching my head, I make one last attempt at getting Hanako to answer as I knock on the door one final time. Hanako, it's just me. Moto said to give you some stuff. For a while, the attempt seems just as unsuccessful as the last. Just before I slip the sheets under her door, though I can hear the handle rattling. Oh, there she is. Oh. No, no, bad opie, bad opie. Uh, as the uh, as the door opens halfway, I do my best to look Hanako over as quickly as possible. It's a task made somewhat more difficult by her oversized gown hiding so much of her body. She doesn't look sick, or at least not immediately so. To be honest, I've preferred that to her expression right now. Hi, Hanako. Moto wanted me to give you these since you were in class today. I held out the loose sheets, which she tentatively takes in her hands. The way she moves is weird, devoid of thought, as if she's some kind of mechanical automation rather than a living being. Are you okay? If you're feeling sick or anything, I can get the nurse. It feels almost pitiful to put on such a routine, get well soon act. I can't think of anything else I could possibly do for her, though. Oh, she seems to collect herself a little at the notion, but only a little. Uh, fine. Okay. Uh, an awkward silence follows, eventually ended by her nodding solemnly in farewell and closing the door. The entire experience feels surreal. More than a little put off, I wander back into my room and hope that she'll be better by tomorrow, despite not knowing exactly what's wrong with her. Hmm. Very strange. But Uh, Once again, oh yeah, it's that cut off there. No, we're continuing right now. Once again, find myself in front of Hanako's door after another of her unexplained absences from class. Hmm, nothing. Considering that this is the second day in a row that she's been like this, I'm starting to worry about her. Excuse me. Summoning my willpower, I decided to try one last way to get her to respond. Hanako, if you don't say anything, I'll go get the nurse for you. Go away. What? What? It's hard to tell whether her tone of one's of depression, anger, or both. What in the world can I actually do to help her if she doesn't even want help? The message is clear enough. I can't just leave her like this, though. Just sitting in her room for days on end. Rubbing my temples in thought, I withdraw to my own room to think about how to proceed. Rationality is what's needed here, as an overreaction may just take matters worse. I dig around drawer after drawer of my desk, looking for where I put that damn piece of paper. Before she left, Lily told me on the number to call her on while in Scotland, and I wrote it down. Now that I need it, though, the damn thing is here. I probably should have just entered it directly into my cell phone. Come to think of it. Without further ado, I entered the numbers and anxiously pressed the call button. Ring. The fact the phone rings at all shows that I got a prefix to call to Scotland. Right, at least. I never made an international call before, so that's some comfort. Eventually, the poem picks up, and a feminine voice I don't recognize on the other end. Probably Lily's mother. Uh, what? English? Suddenly finding myself unprepared, I realize I can't understand a word she says, either due to my limited vocabulary or her heavy accent. I should have anticipated this, since according to Lily, her mother is a native Scot. I sold her on the hope that she must know some Japanese, considering it's her daughter's native language. Um, it's Hisao Nakai speaking. An enthusiastic sound of realization can be heard as she recognizes the language. My feeling of relief is immense. Oh, you must be one of Lily's friends from school, correct? I, I don't know how the accent is. Sorry, even though her accent means that I have to concentrate to work out what's she saying. Ah, yes, that's right. Pleased to speak to you, Miss Sata. Oh, it's so nice to find someone so polite. Diddly diddly is for you. Her mother seems nice, if a little over enthusiastic given the mundane situation. There's a small silence as Lily takes her time getting to the phone. In the distance, I can just make out her mother scolding her playfully for just getting up. Hello, Lily speaking. You sound awful. She she makes a sound somewhere between a dying animal and a yawn. The one thing I did remember to check before calling was the time zone. It'd be pretty late in the morning over there, so she really has no excuse. Not feeling well. Just just tired. What time is it there? Late afternoon. School finished for the day not long ago. You're really not a morning person, are you? I don't need to make fun of it as well. It takes me a measure of restraint not to laugh at her pain groan. Poor girl. How are you doing over there then, Bar, the mornings? It's been enjoyable. After not meeting them for so long, just having a meal together with my parents is nice. Though the pull and the sheer size of the house might have something to do with that as well. Even if they're not in Japan, from the way it sounds, her family must be pretty wealthy to live so luxuriously. Are, th- are all things right with you and Hanako? Ugh, damn. I was hoping that wouldn't be brought up quite so quickly. I take a moment to try to sort out exactly how to describe the situation without causing her undue worry, but she picks up on that without a word being said. Hanako's not well, is she? How did you know? Because today is her birthday. I hope she might have gotten at least a little better after coming to know you, but how is she right now? She missed school yesterday and seemed out of the sorts when I checked up on her. Today she missed school again. and just told me to go away. I really got no idea what to make of it. Has this happened in the past? Is it related to be her scarring in some way? Unfortunately so. Roughly the same thing happened last year when her birthday came up. As far as I can tell, it's because her parents died in that accident that caused her scarring, and Hanako blames herself for their deaths. What she says does not seem to make sense. Even she blaming herself on her birthday? She may well be ruining that she was never born. The fact that Lily seems so in the dark about it, though, almost to the extent that I am as a surprise. So that's why she lives in the student dormitories as well. Has she told you any more about the accident? As close as we've come, she's barely told me anything about what happened. What I know it is largely conjecture. She sounds depressed, almost defeated. Considering the trauma Hanako must have gone through, I really can't fault Lily for not knowing. Nevertheless, she still seems to consider it as a personal failing. Don't blame yourself, Lily, with everything she's gone through. I know. Thank you, Isao. I'm sorry. I can't be of any more help to you. It's fine. I'll just give it some more thought. Thanks, and have a good time in Scotland. I. Hmm? It's nothing. Thank you for taking care of Hanako. Okay, bye. Goodbye. And with that, the line goes silent. What was that all about? Amid the seemingly only increased number of questions I can't answer, the most immediate is what was going to say. Oh, oh no. Oh, I'm an idiot. She must have thought I was going to talk with her, but I only asked to help for Hanako. Even more shameful than that thought was is the fact that such an appraisal would be largely correct. Uh, well, first things first. For now, I need to at least sort out Hanako and make sure that she's actually eating okay. Damn. The occasional passing students give badly hitting glances at the plate of food I carried to the female dormitories. It's hardly a meal to be proud of, only being an instant microwave meal from the convenience store, but it should at least fill her up. Eventually, I arrive outside of her room, after having to ward off a couple of girls who jokingly try to pilfer the food I've taken so long to procure. I decided to forego a knock, since it was proven to be utterly useless measure and it's somewhat difficult to do with my hands full. Hanako, it's Sasao. I know you're listening. I got some food for you. Silence, as I expected. I'll leave it beside your door. Please eat it at least, okay? There. I said my piece. Now it's up to her. Putting the plate down, I walked back to my own room to eat my dinner. By the time I returned to Hanako's dormitory, a good hour's passed. Thankfully, there isn't anything to be seen beside the door. I walk back at least somewhat happier that she's eating. If she intends to get through this by herself, then being able to help, even if it's just such a small way or as at least something. Wow, that's something, man. Whoo wee. Let's continue on. I really want to keep going on with this. I sit reading in the library after school, turning page after page, barely registering the words written on each out of sheer boredom. With a cheek resting in my hand, I can't help noticing the slightly rough feeling against my palm. It won't be long before I need to get a razor. Giving up on reading, I simply let my head drop onto the book in front of me. Things have quieted down considerably since Hanako began attending school again. When she first returned to class, nothing was said or done that wasn't part of the usual routine. And it's been the same way since. Neither of us decided to bring up her accident, so there simply wasn't any point in pursuing it. Thus a few days went by, the daily grind continuing just as it had before. It's only natural that my mind would wander to other places, and more importantly, other people. The lily-shaped hole in her daily life of Hanako and me have been pretty noticeable for a while now. I'd be pleased to say that this has allowed me time to refine just what my thoughts on her exactly are. but alas, I had no such luck. It doesn't help that many attempts to do so have led to the troublesome topic of Iwanako. Every time my thoughts drift into that direction, I reflexively try to think about something else. Why did this have to happen now? Um. Oh, hi. Haven't seen you in a while. I turned up to look. I turned to look up to the source of the tentative voice coming from behind me. Ah, sorry. I didn't mean to disturb everyone. That's not it. Uh, I glanced around an orange-tinted room, quickly realizing how silly my apology must have sounded. In the time I spent thinking and lazing about in here, everyone's well and truly left. Library closing? If you don't want to go, I can keep it open a bit longer. It's no trouble at all. No, don't worry. I should get going anyway. Thanks. As I get up and begin to move off, I feel Yuko's eyes drilling into my back. Is there something wrong? You look depressed. Are you okay? Yuko nervously twists her fingers as she says this, unsure whether she's overstepping her boundaries or not. I really can't tell if she's more worried about my mood or about bothering me. Normally I just shrug it off and assure her that I'm fine, but my reflective mood gets the better of me. Despite being staff, she really doesn't feel as much as like an authority figure as the others. I just I guess the best term for it would be relationship problems? Oh, I'm not too good with that kind of thing. My only relationship ended in a bit abruptly. But if you want to talk about it, I mean, I could listen, I think. Now that I feel kind of bad for bringing it up. She's not that old, though, or at least she has a good chance of finding another partner. With that her? Absolutely. I don't see why not. I mean, she's so beautiful, you know? Plus, I have a thing for librarians. Plus, with glasses. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. Sorry. Anyways, it isn't like that we're in a bad situation right now. We spent many days together as friends, sometimes going out to do stuff, that kind of thing. But I'm starting to want to do more for her, learn more about her, and to be with her more. I'm not sure whether it's actually love or not, though our friendship is just as stands is enjoyable. You shouldn't let that stop you. Sorry. How do I say this? I think it's just nice to have a good friendship, but school is going to eventually end. Do you think it will be fun without not knowing that if it could have gone further after you graduated? And I guess that's the crew of the problem. I really have no idea what to answer to that question is. Well, I can't really help there. What your true feelings are is something you have to decide for yourself. But I think that if you do love her, you should definitely say something. After thinking about it really hard, I've decided that even though my relationship didn't work out, it's still better that way than never knowing if it might have or not. I never expected Yuko to sound so wise. It only makes sense that with more life experience than she had a better idea about this. Well, I suppose not very much has actually answered. Talking to her has helped get it off my chest. I have no doubt that I should confess if I really do like Lily. I give a slightly frustrated sigh. If only reading so much actually helped when it comes to situations like this. She gives a girlish giggle, which only reinforces my view of her as being different from the usual staff here. In the end, it all comes to what will happen after school finishes once again. Considering what happened before I came to Yamaku, it feels like being asked to keep up with a field of runners despite having started from a dozen yards behind them. It's just one more motive to move on from the past. The last thing I need right now is to get too caught up is if that of getting homesick while I'm at it. Sorry, I read that wrong. Once again, I find myself calling Lily. My phone bill is going to be horrific, considering this is international. Excuse me. But it's worth it. I don't only want her to smooth over her feelings from the last time I called, I genuinely want to talk to her again. When the phone finally picks up, I easily recognize the voice on the other end. So, Hello, Miss Sato. May I, speak? Damn, I've forgotten how the rest of this is supposed to go. It's not encouraging to forget such a small amount of words, even if I didn't spend that long trying to memorize them. May I speak with Lily, please? Hello again, Hisar. Are you thinking of English? Just a little. I don't think I'm too good at languages in general. Oh, don't say that. Your pronunciation was good. I'll get Lily for you. Just wait a moment. I immediately wait as she goes off in search of Lily, the other end going silent. Eventually, a much more awake sounding Lily than last time answers, the time over there being past noon by now. Hisao, are you there? Yeah, I'm here. Hi. Good afternoon. Sorry for taking so long. I was outside in the garden. Gardening? Unfortunately, I found I'm no good at it. So I just smell the flowers. I think my fingers appreciate him. Uh, sorry, I've taken out of that sentence out of context. I take it Hanako's recovered a bit. Yeah, I just made sure that she was eating, and eventually she righted herself. Thanks for the help the other day. I don't think I was really that much help. The main thing that she is better though. True. How's life over there, man? It sounds like you've been living in nothing short of a mansion. I wouldn't call it a mansion, but it is rather large, is obviously as she wants to say, though modesty stops her. I'm a little envious, but it is her holiday. It is a nice house to stay in, though. There's a beach near here, too, which Akira's especially fond of. She's a swimmer? She's constantly dragging me there to have swimming competitions, which she wins every time. Lily doesn't strike me as a very athletic at all, so not being adept to swimming seems logical enough. The fastest I've ever seen her move is her understandably relaxed pace during her walks to and from the suburbs down the hill from school. It makes the image of her swimming hard to imagine. The beaches there must look nice. They'd be less crowded than the ones around here at least. Indeed, Akira says the area around here looks beautiful because it's so far outside the city. I only realize what I've said after I say it, but it doesn't bother her at all. It's still easy to forget that she can't see when she's not around, despite the time we've been friends. That said, the local accent sometimes makes communication a bit hard. It's a constant reminder that this isn't home. Well, the fact that she doesn't consider her parents' residence to be her home makes good sense. It makes me realize that I can't really answer whether the same goes for me. Graduation from Yamaku is distant enough to be difficult to view objectively. And I've spent so much time in this small room, I've come to accept the dormitory as my new home surprisingly quickly. I guess that would be hard to deal with. Is your knowledge of English holding up? Thankfully, I may be fluent, but being in a position where I have to use it often helps incurring my Japanese accent, so it's been useful practice. I hear you're trying to teach yourself English. More like memorizing a few lines and failing at even that much. I'm really not cut out for learning another language. My mission of defeat draws an amused giggle. I believe that there are things ones choose to do in life, and also things that are chosen for one to do in life. You can take the comfort in the fact that you're better than me in science and math, at least. Uh, all that's how it's in is making me Muto's star student. I wouldn't worry about it. There are useful skills for many jobs, right? That's what he tells me. His face vertebly lit up when I said I'd probably go into a career involving either. We both share a warm laugh at the events that have befallen each other on opposite ends of the world. It's nice that it reminds me of our simple small talk that I've been missing since she left. As each of us waits for the other to begin speaking, I decide to push ahead with my feelings. I can feel my throat tightening slightly. I miss you. Silence on the other end of the phone tells me that she's given the words their due weight, but as it goes on, I can't help feeling more and more apprehensive. Thankfully, the silence ends, almost as quickly as it begun. I miss you too, Hisao. Goodbye. Goodbye, Lily. Wait, what? Uh, no! I thought we were going somewhere, but... once again, the phone is hung up simply and without any further ado. What the fuck? That light, tentative, almost shy voice, her warm and soft tone, I simply be lying to myself if I were to say that I don't recognize this feeling for what it is. With thoughts of Lily dancing on my mind, I start anticipating her return. Today has been a most excellent day. Oh, I thought we were going somewhere with this. I guess. Again, time. Time is the key. Eventually, we will get there. But, yeah. In any case, we're gonna put an end to this next time on Let's Play Katawa Shoujo. Hopefully, we are getting close to the end. Maybe in sight, hopefully. Who knows? But, anyways, thank you for watching. Good night.